I would then proceed to remove my scarf and place it on the spectator.
Hello everyone, I am back again at the Savannah. This time I have a different guest. Today we have Pierre de Beauvoir. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You did, Pierre de Beauvoir, yeah.
Beauvoir. Okay, excellent. So now Pierre is a wonderful magician. He's responsible for me to perform at the Heart Lounge, so he's trying to get me that residency. And Pierre is a great performer. He's a storyteller, and I think today he's going to talk about storytelling in magic, or was it more performance oriented in magic? Let's chat with Pierre about that. First of all, tell us about what kind of magic do you and what's your thing? Is magic your full-time job?
Well, I used to do magic full-time, and it was my living. I moved into something else, but I still love performing, and I want to kind of further the art form. I want to further my knowledge of it. So I still practice, I still go out there and perform occasionally, and the area of magic that I love is in the performance and the storytelling. I feel that the miracle that takes place in the spectator's mind is so important, and with the right touches in your performance, you can create a completely different story in their head.
Totally.
So, do you mind if I show you an example?
Yes, please.
So there's a classic of magic, the ambitious card, and in the plot, a random. So this is a blank deck. Let's make this one real. Yeah. Now,
beautiful.
you have a random card that's selected. Let's say, for example, the 5 of Hearts. It's signed and whatnot, and the card is then obviously placed in. It goes into the deck. It keeps rising to the top. And I like that principle, but I wanted to give this meaning. So what I would do is I'd have the signed card taken to someone's chest, and I'd say, can you just hold on to this and hold it very tight. As I place it into the deck and it gets lost in there, I would just show them reasonably what the top card is, currently the 7 of Spades. I would then proceed to remove my scarf and place it on the spectator without description. And then as I take it and place it back, I ask them to touch it. Once they touch the card changes. And now it's gone into their selected card. And then as I take it and I leave it sticking out, so it's easy to follow, I can take an indifferent card, so this time the King, and move it further away. And as I kind of get them to touch this one, it turns into their selected card.
Beautiful.
So obviously, those of you who obviously know the sleights and know how that works, this is obviously trivial. But what I do is I remove the point of magic from being here to their finger or fingertip or their touch. Now I've given a context to that. That gives me a room for a story. So I can now either tell them a personal story about how I've enjoyed a particular trial and actually come up the other end with success, or I can actually say something like, this is significant to you. Any card you touch will become this. And I love the story of King Midas, the one who touched anything turned to gold. And I used to say, if it's a very fun environment, I might say, this is how I gave King Midas the power to turn things to gold. If it's a more serious event, I say, there's a fable story about King Midas. And this storytelling, it's already rife in people's mind. It also is great because there's a little tragedy at the end where King Midas actually ends up touching his son, and unfortunately his son turns to gold. So my general response is, well, the very last thing I want you to do is to touch your son for him to turn to the 5 of Hearts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove that. I'll place this in their hand, and obviously using the flash thing, we remove the actual thing. And it sets me up for great effect. But it also motivates all the motion I need to do. And what they remember in their head is that any card they touch is changed. And perhaps, for example, I'll hold all they hold all the cards. And what happens in that situation is one of the cards is theirs, but the rest is a glass block. And it's all consistent with the story. And that makes it a lot easier for them to follow, but also it gives you...
But that's alright. But I think the kind of magic that you spoke about, it's done in certain environments. That means you cannot do it in a club or a bar or some noisy place. I think it needs to be maybe a parlor situation where you're performing in front of a lot of people, or something where they have a lot of time. I think you work best in, especially when like in a bar or a lounge, where you're not really the magician there. You're just sitting with them, and you're like, and someone next door, like, hey, check this out. And I've seen Pierre blow people's minds. If you've seen the latest video on my Instagram, it's about something to do with a watch. I'm not going to go into too much details, but it's something about a watch where we both did a trick on one guy, and he was just blown away. So, and I think I've seen him, and honestly, I tell him this even when I see him, every time I see him, his magic is better than mine.
Wow.
Right? So
wow. what a testimonial.
No, seriously, because this is I've seen him work. Now sometimes I feel like, oh my god, what am I going to do in certain places like this, because I don't have, as you know, I don't have a lot of material. That means I'm great for the strolling, walk around weddings where I'm doing my bit, jumping from table to table. But to watch Pierre work in a place where they've seen him so many times and will still blow them away with stuff, because so definitely if you get a chance to watch Pierre. Now I think you don't do any residencies.
No, I don't have any residencies, but I'm always at the Magic Circle, so if you have an interest in magic, please get yourself down there. I'm there most weeks. And also, if you want, you can always reach out to me on Instagram. I think you're going to put the handle in the...
I'll put all the links in the description, and also, if you want to see Pierre, definitely come down, like I said, to the Magic Circle, and also, if you want to book him for your private party. He's a little expensive, but that's a good place to see him. Well, otherwise, thank you for this talk, Pierre. It was great chatting with you.
No,
thank you for showing us the magic. And do let me know if you want to see more videos like this. In fact, even if you want to see a longer version of this, I can always get Pierre back on this channel. He's a good friend of mine. So until then, have a great time wherever you are. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.